Let me get you another drink.
No, thank you. I just want to settle our transaction and go.
So you shall. But 100,000 francs takes a little counting, and I'm sure you'll want to check the whole amount. Yes, you'll have another drink.
Well, just a drop. Do we have to have this music?
Don't you like it?
It's not to my taste, no.
Too decadent?
Might I ask how you managed to find the money?
You can't think of anything else, can you?
I don't like the way you prevaricate.
That's a good word. Let me admit that I enjoy making you wait for it, but I promise you I shan't prevaricate much longer.
The money, I suppose, is in here, hmm?
You're behaving as if you don't really believe I've got it. Don't worry, I've got the key. Here's your drink. You're going to need it.
What you mean?
You tricked me. I don't like being tricked.
Monsieur, if you borrow money, the price is high.
Too high.
Don't be stupid. You know you can't use that.
If you'd known me a little better, you'd have been more cautious.
On the contrary, I understand your position only too well.
Then you're the stupid one. And you're about to learn, a little too late, that appearances can be very deceptive.
And there's nothing in here but useless paper, isn't that it?
You notice how loud the music's getting?
Stop bluffing. And turn the thing off!
You know now I'm not bluffing, don't you? Why don't you make a move? Give yourself an outside chance to save yourself.
You're finished if you kill me.
Not at all. I've worked this out perfectly. In an hour's time, your body's going to be at the bottom of the Seine.
But listen, all you have to do is to give me the money.
You've 5 seconds left to make a move. Go on. Move.
Ambassador.
Hello, Drake. You've been quick.
Plane just leaving, sir.
Good.
Is your man still missing?
I'm afraid so. His name is Edward Bierce. He's been with us here in the embassy for 5 years. He goes to Bonn every week to confer with his opposite number. Now, this week is particularly important because he was taking the Dillon report to deliver personally to the Chancellor at 9:30. It is now after 3, and Bonn reports not a trace of him.
This Dillon report, I imagine it could be very embarrassing if it got into the wrong hands.
That is something of an understatement.
What time did he leave the embassy, sir?
According to his secretary, at 5 o'clock.
And how is he carrying the report?
In an attaché case.
Strange.
Why, precisely?
Well, in an affair of this kind, agents don't usually kill. All they have to do is snatch, in which case Bierce would have contacted you immediately.
Unquestionably.
It looks more and more likely that whatever's happened to Bierce, he initiated himself.
I don't believe that. Perhaps he's had an accident.
Yes, perhaps. The odds are he's still in Paris.
Doing what?
Well, nothing if he's dead.
And what are you going to do?
Perhaps Bierce has defected and taken the report with him.
That simply isn't possible. He was at Lancing and Cambridge, a captain in the Rifles, a DSO in Bar, and an impeccable record since he's been here with us.
100% reliable, in fact.
Is that sarcasm, Drake?
No, I was quoting you, Sir Jeremy.
Baffling. Absolutely baffling.
Do you know if he was worried about anything?
No, I don't think so. Bierce was an amiable, nicely extroverted character, well-behaved all round. Not at all the type who would be pressed by anything unduly.
What's his wife like?
Virginia. She's a lovely lady, a cousin of Lord Garvin.
Most people who disappear are in trouble, and usually because of a weakness. Mrs. Bierce, does your husband drink?
Edmund is not a teetotaler.
Does he ever drink very much?
On his birthday, sometimes he has a little too much.
Would you say that you both had a great deal in common?
We both read a great deal.
Ah, yes. Jane Austen, Trollope, Henry James, Agatha Christie.
Miss Christie's my weakness.
I don't see any Karl Marx.
Edmund's never shown the slightest interest in communism. In fact, he's always been fanatically patriotic.
Fascist?
A Tory.
Yes. This looks a very fine hi-fi set.
Music's my department.
Yes, Ravel, Debussy, Chopin. You have romantic taste, Mrs.
Should you be
Bierce.
concerned with what sort of taste I
You
have?
don't seem very upset at your husband's disappearance.
I don't display my feelings, Mr. Drake, but I am upset.
I am not insensitive, believe me, but I must probe. You realize that, don't you, Mrs. Bierce?
I think so.
In your case, it's quite difficult. You have heavy defenses.
I certainly discourage familiarity.
Is that why you wear glasses?
I wear glasses because my sight's imperfect.
So you would say in every way your husband was quite perfect, Mrs. Bierce, would you?
For me, yes.
Well, every family closet has its skeleton. It's just a question of finding the key to the door, that's all. Would you say that your behavior was responsible for your husband's disappearance?
No, it is not. How dare you suggest anything of the kind?
Well, perhaps you have a secret life of which your husband knows nothing, Mrs. Bierce.
Get out.
I'm sorry. Believe me, I'm trying to find the truth. I know you're hiding something. And if you tell me what it is, then I might be able to get your husband back for you.
I'm hiding nothing. Nothing. I can think of no reason why Edmund should have disappeared.
So you dismiss as impossible the idea that he might be concealing anything from you.
It's possible. I imagine almost anything is. All I can say is that it's highly improbable.
If what you say is true, Mrs. Bierce, the odds are that your husband is either very ill somewhere or
Or what?
dead.
That can't be true. It must be something else. It must be.
I can't think what else it could be. Having come up against a blank wall, I suggest that you call in the police. Goodbye, Mrs. Bierce.
Mr. Drake,
Yes?
if I tell you something, will you promise it will go no further?
I don't know if that's possible. All right. I'll tell no one.
Cards. That's Edmund's weakness. Poker. He sometimes stays out all night gambling.
Where?
I don't know. I don't want to know. With the School of American and Canadian Journalists.
Do you know any of their names?
One, George Murgia.
Thank you, Mrs. Pierce. I'll be discreet.
I covered for him on one occasion to his wife, but Pierce play poker? You must be joking. He doesn't know the difference between a running flush and a running nose.
You mean he doesn't play at all?
Oh, I don't know about now, but he never used to. You know, I tried to get him to make up a school one night, and he said the only cards he ever played were as a kid. Snap and beat your neighbor out of doors.
And he's never been to one of your all-night sessions?
Certainly has not. Hey, what's up anyway? Is he in some sort of trouble?
See you later.
Yes?
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Drake. 2 cables for you.
Oh, thank you.
Good morning, Diana.
Good morning, Mr. Pierce. Mr. Pierce!
Morning, Francis. Looks like a lot of mail.
Mr. Pierce, where on earth have you been?
Francis, what's the matter?
Well, nothing. It's just that...
Just what?
Well, I'm very pleased to see you.
Oh, Francis, that's very... Yes, can I help you?
Yes, Mr. Pierce, you most certainly can.
Do you have an appointment?
This is Mr. Drake. He came yesterday to see you.
Yesterday. But I didn't see you yesterday.
Where have you just come from, Mr. Pierce?
Why, home, of course.
Where were you last night?
Why, home.
But you weren't there last night. Mr. Drake went to your home and saw your wife.
Virginia, what about?
Well, everyone has been terribly worried.
What for?
When you didn't turn up in the meeting in Bonn.
That's today.
No, it was yesterday.
Well, nobody's told me that the meeting was put forward this week.
It hasn't. Today is Thursday.
Wednesday, Francis. Are you in love or something? Oh, you just put it on a day too many. I just don't understand. All right, Francis. Thank you. Virginia,
Edmund, where are you?
the suit I asked you to send to the cleaners this morning, you won't forget. I wasn't home. Yes, of course I'm all right. No, I'm fine. And I'll try and get home as soon as possible. Later, darling, we'll talk about it then, eh? And don't you worry, I'm perfectly all right.
Does your head hurt, Mr. Pearson?
Oh, yes. Yes, it does a bit.
How did you get here this morning?
By car.
Where from?
Well, home.
Home, Mr. Pierce? Didn't your wife tell you you were missing?
Yes, she did.
Then where were you coming from this morning?
I don't know. Now I come to think of it, all I can remember is sitting behind the wheel and driving. And that's all. What's happened to me?
Don't you remember hitting your head?
No.
Either you had an accident or someone struck you a blow from behind. Your wallet, Mr. Pierce.
But surely you can't believe that I... Ah, well, I had 500 francs and there's about 200 here now.
I see.
Who are you?
I have authority to question you. If you like, you can speak to the ambassador.
Oh, so that's how it is. Oh, yes. I took the Dillon report home with me for today. Yesterday's meeting in Bonn.
Anything in it that might have been of interest to the opposition?
Can't believe there can be a doubt about that.
Anything missing?
No, thank goodness. All the notes and papers seem to be here.
Would you mind going through your pockets just in case we discover anything that could be a clue as to where you were? Yes, washed, shaved, shoes Signed, the question is, where were you and who were you with?
I don't know. I simply don't know.
Well, there's nothing in this report that suggests it wasn't amnesia. It was a heavy blow, and that he should lose all consciousness for a day is quite understandable. Poor fellow.
Yes, but it does state that it was a difficult diagnosis.
Are you seriously suggesting that Bierce is lying?
Why, I don't know.
Well, knowing Bierce as I do, and considering this report, I'm quite satisfied that he's telling the truth.
I'm not happy.
Have you any information that you are holding back?
No, but I would like to discover where he spent the last 36 hours.
That's up to you. Of course, I shall keep an eye on him for the next few weeks, but I'm not a bad judge of character, and as far as I'm concerned, this whole business is over and done with.
Would you do me a favor, sir?
What is it?
Let him think I've returned to London.
And in reality,
I'll be keeping an eye on him.
he'll be going to Bonn tomorrow.
Is he fit enough?
He's a very conscientious man. He insists on going. If, of course, you would like me to change the plan.
It's a good idea. Let him go. Will he be able to conduct his meeting without these?
Where did you get them?
From the Dillon report.
Well, I suppose they can get by in Bonn without them. But it'll be very inconvenient. And when he finds them missing, he'll be very worried.
That's what I thought, sir. Would you be kind enough to take care of them for me?
I'll put them in my safe.
Any idea who those characters are?
No, never seen him before.
They look as though they're waiting for someone to drop dead so they can eat. All right, let's play Follow the Leader. Cigarette. By the kiosk door.
Hello, Virginia?
I just wanted you to know that I'm perfectly all right.
No, darling. I feel fine, honestly. Hmm?
Oh, no, everything went remarkably well today.
I'm having dinner with Bolke tonight. And I'll be back tomorrow on the 10 o'clock. See you tomorrow, then, eh? Goodbye, darling. Your wandering boy's back, my dolly.
Nigel, darling.
Hello. Our bird is taking flight. We ought to give him a decent interval, say about half an hour. Guten Tag, gnädige Frau. Ich will Ihnen gerne etwas zeigen, etwas ganz Besonderes.
Mein Deutsch ist sehr schlecht.
Forgive me, you're English?
Quarter Irish, quarter Spanish, quarter Scandinavian, and quarter I don't know. Selling something?
Indirectly.
Your English is good.
My English is perfect. My mother was Irish.
I see. Well, I don't think I want to buy anything, even indirectly. Bye.
Wait!
Please go away.
You don't know what I'm selling.
Whatever it is, I don't want it.
Listen to me.
I daren't. I've no sales resistance. Besides, you look too good.
Don't go away. We Irish should stick together, especially when I'm in trouble.
You're not in trouble.
Yes. The first kind of trouble. Money trouble.
Yes, I know that kind.
You see, today is the 31st.
So?
If I sell 6 sets in a month, I get a bonus.
And you've only sold 5?
Yes, 5 sets.
5 sets of what?
Yes.
Oh, no. How many in a set?
20.
A 20-volume encyclopedia in German. I can't think of anything I need more. My coffee's getting cold. Want some?
Yes.
Tell me, how much would your bonus be?
150 marks.
Not bad. With or without milk?
Without. What about your husband?
What?
Your husband? Is he Sherman?
My husband?
Yes. He looks as though he might be interested in encyclopedias.
Oh, he's not the type.
Thank you. Not the type?
He's a gambler, and he's not German, and he's not my husband.
Oh, I'm not in luck today, am I?
Oh, I don't know. It's only 10 o'clock. You've got the whole day to make a sale.
The percentages are against me. It's 4 days since I sold the last one.
Well, then you better drink your coffee quickly, hadn't you?
It's only 1,500 marks you can pay over 2 years.
You'd have to sell me a German course first.
It's a good idea. It's a project, a challenge.
Oh, come on now, be realistic.
Nothing makes for realism like lack of money.
And you spend it faster than you make it.
Very fast.
You dress too well.
I find it difficult to deny myself.
Oh, then we have something in common.
You make very good coffee.
Are you trying to get round me?
Yes.
Well, that's honest. And funnily enough, honesty still intrigues me.
Oh, this apartment. You must have a lot of money. You would not miss 1,500 marks.
You're a monster, aren't you?
I was just a man, that's all.
You're definitely ex-certificate.
What are you?
I'm not going to be honest.
You're a woman.
What do we call you?
Philip.
Stop there. I never like to know too much about people.
And you?
Ellie. You know, you really shouldn't have any trouble selling at all. Especially not to the ladies. Why are you looking at that photograph?
There's something familiar about him. Does he play poker?
Yes. Matter of fact, Nigel does play.
Nigel?
Nigel Warwick. Met him?
He doesn't spend a lot of time in Paris, does he?
I don't think so, but he does get around.
I know it cannot be the same, ma'am.
Are you a gambler?
Yes, sometimes it takes me all night to lose.
Oh, Nigel wins.
He has to, hasn't he?
Oh, Mr. Bierce, I've just had Bon on the line. They say it's urgent. Shall I get through?
Oh, yes, of course.
Hello? Oh, could you put me through to the Foreign Office in Bonn, please? Yes. Herren Bölke. Thank you.
Did they give you any clue as to what it was about?
No, simply that Herren Bölke wanted to know if you were back and could you contact him as soon as possible?
It's very puzzling.
Hello? Thank you. Herren Bölke, Sekretär? Ich habe Herrn Bers für Herrn Bölke. Dankeschön.
Hello. Manfred? Yes, I've just come in through the door. The Dillon report? Well, yes, of course. Yes, thank you. Of course I will. 2 pages of the Dillon report are missing. Now, where the devil are they, Francis?
Well, they're definitely not here because when you were away, I was checking that particular file. But perhaps,
Yes?
well, when you lost your memory, you had the report with you, and it would have been very easy to have mislaid a couple of pages, wouldn't it?
Yes, yes, of course, when I lost my memory. But where do I start to look, Francis? Where?
I don't know, Mr. Bierce. Do I?
No. Neither do I.
I'm hungry and cold, and you've been away for 300 years.
I'm sorry to disappoint you. Nigel isn't here.
Who are you?
A friend.
Where is Nigel? I haven't seen him for 3 weeks now. Is he ill?
He's not very well.
What's he suffering from?
He had an accident. He fell down and got concussion.
Was he drunk?
I don't know.
Are you one of his gambling friends?
Yes.
Why are you here?
He gave me a key. I'd know where to stay.
He'd never let me stay here. He only uses his place once or twice a week. Well, you think he'd let me stay, wouldn't you? Oh, the mirror's new. Oh, I don't like myself today. Hey, what's the matter with it? There is no mist. I can still see myself.
It's plastic.
Ah, with Nigel there is always something new. I do hope he gets better quickly. He's very kind to me, you see. When he wins money playing at cards, he always gives me some. I wouldn't be able to leave otherwise. I haven't seen him for so long, I haven't got a penny. Not a penny. Have you won at cards lately?
Not lately.
Nigel's lucky. Oh, I'm so hungry. You have to be lucky to live in this world, don't you?
Don't you work?
Oh, I sing sometimes, but only when I feel like it.
Well, if you want your supper regularly, you'll have to sing more often.
I sing for Nigel. He pays me well.
So you've known him long?
Oh, 6 months.
So, do you always see him here?
Of course. Sometimes I bring Madeline down here. She is a dancer. She dances for Nigel and I sing for him. He won't take us out, though. He won't take us to a restaurant or a boîte. But he feeds us well. Here, things are brought up from the coq d'or. All of the delicacies. The chef there is magnifique. Have you eaten there?
No, never.
And there's always champagne. Champagne with brandy is my favorite drink. Do you like it?
Yes, I like it very much, but separately.
Is Nigel married?
What does he tell you?
Oh, he tells me nothing. Nothing except that he gambles. Is he married?
I know as little about him as you do.
You know what I think? I think he's a crook. I think he robs banks. Well, he could never spend money in the fashion he does, could he? I mean, if he worked for it.
Our gamblers always throw their money around.
Do you?
I never win.
My name is Nicole. You know what I think?
Now, what?
I think you have the most wonderful eyes. They look straight through me. There's something very cruel in them. Something very beautiful. Are you a crook, too? Do you break open banks with Nigel?
It's supposed to be a secret.
You know what I think?
Yes. It's time you were getting out of here.
No. I don't believe you are a friend of Nigel at all. I think you've broken into this place. I think you're a thief.
Supposing you're right, what would you do about it?
Je suis tout seul. Je ne sais pas pourquoi. Je ne sais pas, dites-moi, je suis tout seul.
Go and get yourself something to eat.
I'm not hungry now.
I still think you ought to go,
Because you're a thief?
because I'm a friend of Nigel's.
I don't care what men do. Only what reaction they have on me. Only that matters. And my reaction to you is very favorable.
Yes? Human chemistry has been my subject for years.
I'm not going.
No? Ah, Monsieur Dupré?
Il n'est pas là.
Ah, quel dommage. Il faut absolument que je lui parle. C'est une question de l'argent. Est-ce qu'il sera là demain?
Je pense que non.
Hein? Ah.
Bouge pas. Oh, les mains. Tu connais cet homme? Est-ce que tu l'as déjà vu? Tu le connais? Tu connais cet homme? Réponds! Tu le connais?
Jamais vous. Je ne le connais pas.
Mais tu connais Bierce? Quelles sont tes relations avec Bierce? Je répète, quelles sont tes relations avec Bierce?
Fous le camp.
Encore une fois. Qui es-tu? Qui es-tu? Qui es-tu? Qui es-tu? Qui es-tu? Qui es-tu?
Hello, Drake. Forgive me for bursting in on you like this.
Not at all.
I realize that it must be a bit of a surprise.
Just a little.
But I thought it was about time that we had a little chat.
Oh, good. I'm having a whiskey. Would you like one?
Thank you. How are the encyclopedias selling, by the way?
Oh, it took me just half a morning to discover I'd no flair for the job. Say when.
Oh, that's it, thank you.
I'm afraid there's no soda. I'm having at least myself water in there.
No, that'll do fine, thank you.
Well, what shall we drink to?
Well, I'll leave that to you.
The ladies?
Oh, yes. You've discovered my little weakness, haven't you? Penny told me about a persistent salesman with charm. I asked for a description, and it fitted.
You flatter me.
My wife should never have told you about my card playing.
No, thank you. No. Do you want one?
No, thank you.
No, I must say, covering a vice with a vice was very original of you, Mr. Pierce.
I was wondering, have you told Sir Jeremy about all this yet?
No, I haven't.
It'll be the end of me in the diplomatic if you do. Are you going to? It can't be of any interest to M9 that I've got a mistress.
No, I don't suppose so, no.
You see, my term will be over in 3 months, and then we'll be going back to London, and that'll be the end of the affair.
And the next affair will begin.
My wife isn't a very easy woman to live with, Drake. But you're wrong in any case. After Penny, there'll be nobody else, I promise you.
Well, when you speak with such conviction, I can only imagine you're telling the truth.
I am.
Well, let's leave it there, shall we? I'd just like to ask you one question, though.
Please.
How did you win your GSO?
What a very odd question.
Why? Have you got the usual hero's reluctance of discussing your exploits?
Well, I've never thought about it. Well, yes, I suppose so, yes. As a matter of fact, it was for knocking out a machine gun post.
Single-handed?
You know, Drake, I can't think of what interest this can be to you.
Single-handed?
Well, let's say that I was the only one to get there alive.
How many Germans were there?
4.
And?
And what?
What happened?
Well, I killed them, of course. Look, Drake, regarding Sir Jeremy...
Oh, no, don't worry. I won't let Sir Jeremy know without telling him first.
which means that you haven't stopped investigating me, then?
Well, I'd like to find out where you spent that missing time.
Yes, I'm sorry, Drake. I can't help you there.
Don't worry. I'll probably know myself in a day or two.
Will I be the first to know?
The very first.
Good night, Mr. Drake.
Good night.
And thank you for everything.
Well, that's all.
Thank you again. Why don't we have more light? There's nothing left to hide now, is there?
How much money had Dupoirier lent you?
The ladies, you understand, so costly. For a long time now, I've suspected they'd be the death of me. Let me return your hospitality. Scotch?
Yes, why not? I'm not in any hurry, and neither, I imagine, are you.
Very funny, you know, how true some of these trite phrases are. Take, 40's the dangerous age. Perfectly true. 39 when I was first posted to Paris. It's so easy to spend money on the girls. Are you still drinking at Au Nature?
Thanks.
It was Penny who really fractured me. Very lovely, but very mercenary Penny. Fatal combination.
And Dupoirier?
He wasn't really a moneylender, you know. But I didn't find that out until it was too late.
He was an agent, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Blackmailed me to give away highly confidential information.
Which you, being a loyal patriot, refused to do.
Of course I refused. Finally, the only thing I could do was to kill him. I had a plan, but it misfired, so I had to improvise.
That needed extra time.
Exactly. Time I couldn't account for. Little music, perhaps?
No, I think we ought to be going, don't you?
I'm not as quick as you are, Drake. I couldn't think why you were asking me all those questions about my DSO. And then later this evening, I got it. My blood was hot, of course, when I killed those 4 Germans. It was cold when I killed Dupoirier. I've always hated spies. Let me get you another drink.
What are you trying to do, Bess? Get me drunk?
Oh, come now. I'm sure it'll take more than 2 scotches to do that. Sit down. Make yourself comfortable.
Yeah. You killed Dupoirier with a gun, I suppose?
As a matter of fact, I did.
And I expect you have it with you now.
Yes, I do. I don't have to fire this 3 or 4 times to make sure I've killed someone.
Tell me, Bess, did you get Dupoirier down here on the pretext you were going to sell him some information?
I see that specialized brain of yours is working, Drake.
Did he enjoy the Bolero?
Not particularly. He wanted the information. He was much more restless than you are.
Was he?
What shall we drink to this time?
Patriotism?
Oh, don't you ever lose your sense of humor, Drake?
I may do in a minute. That piece has a loud climax, has it not?
Shattering.
What did you get the bar to your DSO for?
More killing. The strange thing is that I've lived all my life, at least, except for the last 2 or 3 years of it, as a misfit. Discipline, denial, duty, clergy and army on all sides of my forebears, even married into it. And then here in Paris, quite by accident, I found out something about living, really living. Of course, I've gone too far the other way. I realize that, too.
How long do you think it'll last when you've got rid of me?
Well, it's just possible I might get away with it altogether. But even if it's only for a few days, it'll be worth it. I've learned to live again. Just like I did during the war, 24 hours at a time.
What about me?
Well, people who are licensed to kill should be prepared to be killed.
That's logical.
You notice how insistent the tempo's getting? Don't you think you'd better drink up?
Is the volume full on?
No, but it'll be loud enough in a few minutes.
It doesn't give me long to compose myself, does it?
No, I'm afraid not. It's better to do something.
What can I do? What would you do?
Well, I was never in this kind of position during the war. I'd make a dive for the door.
I'd never make it.
But why don't you have a try? I would.
You'd prefer to kill me like that, wouldn't you?
Frankly, yes.
Never shoot a sitting pigeon? Sportsman's code, all that kind of thing?
Go on. You might make it.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Pierce. I'm just going to stretch out here for a minute, fold my arms, and relax.
One thing, don't tell about the women.